I think I even used that terminology dump. It's a little misleading. This is a counter. This is a good way to think about this. This is essentially just, if you're doing a 3-point turn in a car, yeah? You're trying to turn around. You do a bunch of little turns, maybe 3 or more. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going in the direction that you're turning in. No, it's just you're making small moves to effectuate a larger move, and eventually, ultimately, your ultimate goal is to turn 180 degrees from where you came, right? So that's the 3-point turn. This is how I like to think about this reversal pattern. This B wave is simply just a process. It's just, something that needs to be done. Maybe fundamentally you're grabbing liquidity because this was too fast, right? The market decided this was it. 26.5, that's it. I'm not going any lower, okay? And so from here on out, I'm going to change the trend. The prevailing trend was down. Now I'm going to reverse up. Markets don't just reverse on a dime, okay? They take time to reverse, and these reversal patterns are the processes that they undergo to turn around. Okay. Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is May 16th, 2022. And the question is, what is Bitcoin doing? A lot of people are very confused as to this latest price action. They just see a range between something like 29 and 31K. And they think, okay, are we just going to be stuck in this range for quite some time? I'm here to tell you that our reversal pattern that I speak about ad nauseum on this channel is being followed. Expect around a 26 or less Bitcoin, and this will be the final correction before the big pump. Expect that, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. If you'd like to find out, then watch until the very end. I'm also going to tell you why Bitcoin will not lead this next rally, all right? We're going to get a big pump to the upside, massive pump with, 10, 20, 30% green days. But Bitcoin's not going to lead the rally, and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you an example of an altcoin in our list of favorite altcoins that will actually be rallying very soon. While Bitcoin's dumping, this is going to rally. This is going to show you. If that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. We're getting started on the 4-hourly time frame, and you'll see that I've left these lines in, these patterns that I showed you on yesterday's, I think it was yesterday's update. All right, and this is my reversal pattern. Okay, I posted this on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I post a bit of crypto, a bit of NBA, whatever I care about. I just don't post one thing, okay? But I posted this and somebody said, they're massive trolls on crypto Twitter, tons of them. So I don't really pay too much attention to them. But one person said, oh, this guy's just pulling lines out of his ass. Like, no, not at all. Okay. And for those of you who may be confused about this, I'm going to explain it very quickly. The 3 different lines that you see, the ABC, 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 they're essentially flat corrections. According to Elliott wave theory, every correction happens in 3. Every impulse happens in 5. So whenever you see a 3-wave move, that is corrective, okay? And from my experience in trading and charting, right, tens of thousands of hours of trading and charting, I've observed what I call a reversal pattern, okay? And this happens invariably, meaning it always happens when price reverses, right? And it's time frame agnostic. You can see it on large time frames. You can see it on small time frames. I'm in the 4-hourly chart and I'm seeing that I'm going to get most likely this reversal pattern in before the price turns around. The first step, and one of the reasons I was so confident in saying this is the bottom, was 2 things. One, because of this candle. A massive candle, right? it was 20 some odd percent. Massive bounce. That showing capitulation, okay? And big volume. We had more volume than we'd had since May of 2021. I've been over that, okay? That paired with this first bounce, right? This first three-wave correction targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, and that in Elliott wave we all know is our A wave. The A wave, the initial break of structure, targets wave 4 of the previous trend. So we can label these, okay? But what's interesting about my observation that I don't think if I've never heard anybody talk about this, not to toot my own horn, but I've never heard anybody talk about this. You have the A wave, your initial break of structure, that always is followed up by a counter trend, okay? And this counter wave is also three waves, and we call it a B wave, okay? And this B wave, just like any B wave, can go from a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement all the way to a 1618 Fibonacci retracement. But essentially, it's three waves counter to the A, and it's in three parts in and of itself because all of this is fractal. So you got A of B, B of B. That's why I was almost certain that we were getting the impulse C of B, and that's what we're getting right now. And once again, as I said yesterday, I anticipate that this B wave complete the correction of this A wave. So that's why we're coming back down. It's not because we're dumping. I think I even used that terminology, dump. It's a little misleading. This is a counter. This is a good way to think about this. This is essentially just, if you're doing a 3-point turn in a car, yeah? You're trying to turn around. You do a bunch of little turns, maybe 3 or more. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going in the direction that you're turning in. No, it's just you're making small moves to effectuate a larger move, and eventually, ultimately, your ultimate goal is to turn 180 degrees from where you came, right? So that's the 3-point turn. This is how I like to think about this reversal pattern. This B wave is simply just a process. It's just, something that needs to be done. Maybe fundamentally you're grabbing liquidity because this was too fast, right? The market decided this was it. 26.5, that's it. I'm not going any lower, okay? And so from here on out, I'm going to change the trend. The prevailing trend was down. Now I'm going to reverse up. Markets don't just reverse on a dime, okay? They take time to reverse, and these reversal patterns are the processes that they undergo to turn around, okay? And so this is what I've noticed, and this is what we're putting in. We're basically putting in that middle B wave, and that middle B wave in a flat correction, and a flat correction in Elliott wave theory is any 3-3-5 correction. So after 3 waves, you typically get a 3-wave correction that retraces on average to between the 786 and the 914 Fibonacci retracement, okay? 786 is what I've learned in my books learning Elliott wave, but in my experience, I've seen that on average, it's typically between the 786 and the 914. This is why I said in yesterday's analysis that Bitcoin was most likely coming to between 26.5 and 25.9, okay? That represents the 786 and 914. I'm blowing that up for you just so you can see. See, the 786 is right now at 26.5 and the 914 is at 25.9. So you see, I've got the end of this B wave hitting at around the 886. And I'm personally in a trade. I'm just doing, just for fun, a little bit of very, very small leverage trade to the downside, shorting this, but not in Bitcoin, in another asset, just for fun, because I got some trial funds. I don't typically leverage trade in these conditions, but I've also sold. I bought a bag of Cardano. I sold it up here, and I'm gonna buy back here. I'm just gonna accumulate, given that I'm almost positive. I'm very, very confident in this move. These reversal patterns that I've seen so many times, so often, that this is what happened. And so, why did we see a range forming here? Why did Bitcoin stagnate up here? Why did a lot of assets stagnate up here? Because they're putting in their B waves. Simple. A, B, C, we're coming down here. And then after that, you need a pivot, right? And that I call the C section. It's not a C wave because it's not entirely impulsive. So just to disambiguate it from what we typically call a C wave, which is the last wave of a correction, I call it a C section, okay? And this C section is typically another A and a B, so a flat correction, and then the C is finally the impulse in the other direction. That's when you start driving off in the direction that you came. Okay, so this is my 3-point turn, my proverbial 3-point turn that I think Bitcoin's doing. That's why I think it's doing it. Now, the second part of my video, I told you in the beginning that don't expect Bitcoin to front run this next charge. I've told you this, okay? And I've given the example of Cardano and Revain and Kadena, assets that most likely have completed their major corrections. I'm going to show you an example of an asset that's putting in a little different correction, okay? It's 3-point turn, if you will. It's reversal pattern is likely to have been, it's likely different than Bitcoin's, right? Bitcoin put in a flat correction. Kadena put in a zigzag correction. To show you this more closely, or to show you this more, to really show you this, I'm going to go into the hourly time frame. All right, let me get rid of this. And my stochastic RSI, get more real estate. Okay, so Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was putting in 3 waves, okay, so Kadena did that same thing, except it didn't put in a full 3 waves, it put in 5 waves. It's still corrective, but it's 5 waves. And in Elliott wave theory, when you get 5 waves in a corrective move, then you got what we call a zigzag, okay? And so this zigzag pattern is, just real quick, something like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got an extended wave 5. Okay, and after that, your B wave in these zigzags, what happens is instead of a retracement to between 786 and 914, the B wave only retraces to between the 0.5 and the 618. So it's relatively shallow. Okay, so this is what you got here. You got your B wave. So again, do you see how right here, wait. So it's kind of like a triangle that you got here. And that triangle, it was, and I pointed this out the other day, like a bull flag, because you got 5 waves, then you got your bull flag, and then you got continuation. That's what we anticipated, and that's exactly what we got in Kadena. You see that? So you got 5 more waves, and you can really clearly count this, all right? Even those of you who are new to Elliott wave, I think it's unambiguous here. Your 5 waves. Do you see that? 1, consolidation of 2, 3, consolidation of 4, and then 5. There's your 5 waves. That's your zigzag. So instead of putting in an A wave, and this is still the same thing. So the concept remains. You need 3 sets of corrective waves for a reversal. And they can look, and the difficulty and what I struggled with in the beginning of my career was these corrective waves can take a number of forms, right? It could be a flat correction, a zigzag correction, a triangle correction, or a combination, permutations of all of the above. So it's hard to read. It takes some doing to really get a handle on, you know, all the different ways reversals can look like. But this reversal in Kadena is basically putting it ahead in terms of its price action, and it's likely that this breakout much, much earlier than Bitcoin and the rest of the market, and you can even see a lot of alts. And what enables this is low Bitcoin dominance, right? And I'm going to get to that in 1 second. Guys, if you're getting value from this analysis, like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It helps with, I mean, I'm encouraged. I would do this for 1 person if 1 person were subscribed. This is an extension of my trading journal. I love this. I do this for a living. But it helps. It's very encouraging to see that you guys are learning. You're also excited. Right or wrong, I make mistakes, but it's still fun for me to share, okay? I get really excited by this. So this is still my A wave. My B wave, instead of a flat correction, came in the form of a triangle. Okay, an ABCDE triangle. And so yeah, I labeled it ABC, but it's actually typically, or it's technically an ABCDE. Okay, so let's just put that in really quickly because we want to be careful. See, you see that Elliott triangle wave, ABCDE. So this is what you got, and this is a legitimate B wave. Okay, and then your C section came in the form of this pump right here, and that's it. That is your reversal. Your reversal is in. What Kadena is doing right now is putting in its wave 2 correction, right? It's wave 2 correction. So you have right here a simple ABC correction, A wave down, B wave up, C wave, 5 waves down, and now it's putting in a mini reversal. Again, always have to put these reversal patterns in. At one point in time, when I was doing leverage trading all the time, nothing but leverage trading, I basically based all of my reads and all of my trades on that one pattern, that one move, that one concept. Okay, and because there's so much variance, it leads to a lot of variance in your P&L, your success rate, right? But so it's not easy by any means to be consistently profitable just using these reversal patterns, but they're interesting nonetheless. And with experience, you can be consistently profitable using them. But you see another one right here, just on a smaller scale. It's time frame agnostic. So basically, all I'm saying is that, in short, you're going to see Kadena pop up and out of this and start its bull run, start its rally into. So let's zoom out really quickly. I'm going to show you something. Okay. You're going to see Kadena rally into its third wave. I believe it's in its third wave right here. So just to give you some context, this is what we're going to see Kadena do sooner than anything else, sooner than Bitcoin, right? Because it's at this point, it's put in the requisite reversal patterns and it's ready to go. This is going to front run the market. And the reason alts like Kadena can front run the market is, once again, much to the chagrin of a lot of Bitcoin maximalists, is because Bitcoin dominance is relatively low and it's gonna go lower. Yes, it will. Okay. And I've shown this before on the channel. From its inception, Bitcoin dominance has trailed, okay, as it should, because the more time elapses, the more the market matures. Cryptocurrency matures. It's not just Bitcoin. You can shake your fist at it all day. It doesn't matter. There are really serious projects with good use case, with good fundamentals, with sound financials that are here and are here to stay. And so imagine, so you can see Bitcoin dominance not just going down historically, but it will continue to go down as it should. And the charts are showing us that much, right? And as I said before, I expect this 3-wave move right here, right? And again, 3-wave moves are corrective, to come down here and for Bitcoin dominance to find its base around 39.8 or 40% once again, before going up for one last run and then coming right back down. So Bitcoin dominance is relatively low. The reason we can have strong pumps in the market in non-Bitcoin assets is because Bitcoin dominance is no longer what it used to be. It's no longer in this 50 to 60 to 70% range, and it's here to stay. I can anticipate another push for 50 to 60% just because that's what the charts are showing me. But after that, I don't see it coming back to that level, okay? So this is what I'm seeing on the charts. This is why I'm seeing it. Once again, if you guys are getting value, like, share, and subscribe. And that's it for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.